ready for girl chat? Y'all ready for girl chat?
Yes, ma'am. Let's get it going.
Ladies, I got something good today.
Okay.
I saw a meme, and I want to get your opinion on it. Take a look at it. It asks, for men, if you propose and she says no, is the relationship over?
Ooh, that's actually a really good question.
You know, do you
Great
think
question.
if a woman rejects a man's proposal, is there a chance of saving the relationship?
I think it depends on how long they have been together.
Yes.
Right? Because if you've been together for, I think, past like 5 years and she says no, it's like, well, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right.
What is she waiting for? But if he asks maybe after dating after a year or two, I know for me, I want to get to really know the person that I'm gonna marry.
Yes,
So I don't think it would be a problem.
Yeah, it
She said-
shouldn't.
Yeah, right?
Oh my gosh, if a man was really mature, he's got to know that if a woman says no, there's got to be reasons behind it.
Right.
And a lot of times, just like God, sometimes he's not saying no, he's just saying not now. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
are
I agree.
tripping. You are. No, there's no way.
If a guy asks a girl,
You know
if
what it
she's
takes for a man to get on one knee and do that and ask
Yes,
a
but
woman
he's
to...
asking
But sometimes
a
it's too
question.
soon.
Yeah.
What do you say? Why?
I say no. It's a wrap.
So if you were a guy, and
Yes,
you
because if
proposed-
she's playing waste his time in 2017...
But she's not wasting his time if they've only been dating for like a year or two.
Yes, or maybe she's not ready just because she has to deal with herself.
Some women just never want to get married at all. Maybe that's
True.
just not something that they want.
Well, it
Maybe-
depends on how she says no. Because I remember watching this basketball game, and it was halftime, and the man was like, he had the cheerleaders, and he was in a box, and the woman didn't know, right? And it had the mascot and everybody.
Yeah.
And so they had her come up like it was a surprise.
I saw this.
Yeah, and he came out the box and had a ring, and when I tell you, she is probably still running out the stadium. And everybody was like, oh my goodness. And so when it's that type of proposal and she say no, I think it's over. But I think if you make it like, because first of all, you kind of know when somebody gonna ask you to marry them, right?
You
So
hopefully
shouldn't you
have
a
spoken
conversation?
about it.
That's another thing. I think the couple should definitely be at a place where they've talked about whether or not they'd be
True.
open to getting married.
Exactly.
But do all couples do that? I don't think so.
Some
Sometimes
people
men
don't.
just like to surprise
Are there
you.
any single men in the audience? Any single men?
Dang. Our
All
show
women.
is booed up like
Well,
that?
all right.
All the brothers. Okay, a married man, because I want a man's opinion about this.
Yeah.
Okay? How do you feel about this? If a man proposes to a woman and she says no, is the relationship over?
Not necessarily.
Yep.
It all depends what type of woman it was I was talking to. If I was after you, I'll still be pursuing.
That's actually very sweet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
That's
talking
really
about.
sweet.
Hey, grown,
It's the
mature
quality that
Yeah.
I'm looking for.
It depends on what you...
It's the quality that I'm looking for, not just the package.
So if she say no, but how many times you gonna hear no from her before you go?
maybe once or twice at least.
Okay.
Once or twice.
And
Twice.
Yeah.
patience is a virtue. Because at the end of the day, sir, I would think that you know if she's worth asking, if she was willing to commit to you for the rest of her life, then you're willing to wait until she's ready. Am I right?
Well, how much time do you have?
I got as much time as I need to make sure I'm an appropriate wife for that man.
All right, but now here we go. Now, if I'm pursuing you, and I put everything, I lay down everyone, I put my black book down,
Right.
and I
Put your
wholeheartedly
black book down.
That's the...
came after you.
That's the other girls. They not
Number.
enough
Got it.
more.
I got it.
Rolodex of
I got
chicks,
it.
come on.
Yes.
Look, I don't have a whole lot of time. If I give you my heart from the beginning and you turn it down, I need to run.
But wait, you're contradicting yourself.
No, he's
Because
saying
if
different.
you don't want me, it's someone else that does.
Right.
What he's saying is
Yeah.
if she wants to be with him, but she's just not ready, he is willing to wait. If you are saying no because you just don't want to be with him,
Oh,
then
yeah,
he
absolutely.
needs to run.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That
I
makes
agree
a big
with that.
difference.
I agree with
That's
that.
right. That's good man.
I remember.
Yeah.
But have you ever said yes to an engagement that you maybe knew deep down in your heart maybe wasn't the best decision?
Yes. And that's why I got divorced in 6 months.
Well,
Wow, no, that's real
I'm
life.
asking from a place of I've been there,
Yeah.
you know, where I think sometimes people say yes for the wrong reasons. And I think if you're honest with yourself and you when you've been with someone for a really long time, and maybe it's something that seemed like the next thing, and everybody around you is like, well, when are you guys gonna get engaged? And you almost know, well, it hasn't naturally happened between us because maybe we're really not there. And I think as a woman, sometimes you say yes because I know if you've never been there, you're not gonna understand what I'm saying, but try to empathize a little bit. You almost feel like you deserve to say yes.
Oh.
You feel pressure to say yes?
No, it's
You
different.
feel like you invested so much time
Oh.
that it almost would be a shame not to say yes.
I see
You
what
guys
mean.
understand what I
Because you
mean?
feel like it's a waste of time.
Like I spent all these years with this person, and if I don't at least maybe try and say yes, or see if maybe even the engagement will change
The
what
dynamic.
we already have going on.
What's a lot of years to you, though, being engaged? Because sometimes people have a different number in their head. What's a lot of years where you feel like, okay, I've invested a
Like
lot
dating
of
and
time.
then
years,
engagement.
6 years
6
is
years?
a long time.
Dating?
6 years dating.
See,
yeah.
I dated Adam for 6 years.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be engaged when we first started dating just after year 1, year 2, because I believe there's that infatuation stage.
For sure.
And I wanted to really, really know the man that I was gonna marry.
Right.
Yeah.
And
You met Adam and started dating. You started
Yes.
dating at meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you know somebody for years before the dating too,
Got
then
it.
it's
So yours
like-
is longer.
Yeah.
How long did you know?
I knew a year before dating.
Got it.
And then dating for 5 years.
When did you know? Because I think a woman always knows this. When did you know that it wasn't right, but then you kept on in the relationship?
Uh-oh.
No, it's
Do you want
actually
me to
not
ask
funny
that?
at all. It's actually.
Do you want me to ask that question?
No,
You don't have to.
no, I had to think about it if
Okay,
I'm being honest,
got it.
because I don't want to just spew out something
No,
and
it's
not
true.
be truthful.
Yeah.
Man, I think I knew when I moved across the country, and we didn't need each other in that
Got it.
way.
Ooh.
And I think at some point it almost can become almost a saving grace, like
Yes.
let's try to, maybe if we do this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
No, and that's
Yeah.
real talk, because a lot of people need to
Yes.
hear that, and you can learn from.
Because I don't know how to explain that. There's so many people that'll say, well, why are you engaged? And then why do people get engaged and then not go through with
Yes.
it? Guys, these things happen.
Yes.
But that's
Jeannie,
the
you
purpose
said
of an
before-
engagement.
Yeah, Jeannie,
Yes.
it's hard to explain that because there's multiple things. You never know what happens in the inside of a relationship.
Right.
You could see things from the outside and people try, and I think it always is best to try, but you always know, and you should always follow your heart at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
You never walk down an aisle with somebody that you're not 100% sure about.
I think
And that's what
and I
Ron
like-
was saying. That's what engagement is for.
Yeah, that's the
that
purpose
time.
of
That's
it.
the purpose of it, to see, like, okay, are we right for each other
Yeah.
or are we not? And I applaud women who recognize when it's not and break it off instead
Yeah.
of going through with it. Because
Exactly.
you either cry now or you'll cry later.
You always.
What you want to say?
I want to say I
always
really
said that.
applaud this topic because unless you've been through it, you will not understand.
So hard to
But
explain.
it's a very interesting pressure that's placed upon you, either in a good way or in a very anxious way when you get proposed to. A lot of factors lead up, and that's why I love our girl chats, because we talk about what you should do when you've dated in order to get to the marriage that should be the one of your dreams, you know, how you should talk about marriage in this case. But when that man goes through so much to produce the ring, get down on his knee, maybe talk to your parents, maybe create some type of scene so that the proposal goes just right.
Or not do so much, and you know that this wasn't thought out.
Right, whatever it may be, but when he gets down on his knee, you all of a sudden have this overwhelming pressure to make sure you don't hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
I don't remember which year it was, but I remember one year for New Year's Eve when my girl Lala was proposed to on MTV. And it was way before Carmelo, right? Way beyond that. And I was
On TV?
Yes, live on TV.
On MTV.
On MTV, yes, live on MTV
Wow.
for a
Okay.
New Year's party. And I was looking at her, and it was in front of everybody. And I just watched her face, and it was such a overwhelming moment. And we all were so young, I just looked at her like, oh my God, what's she gonna say? And of course she said yes. And later on, she's talked about this. she realized that she didn't want to hurt his feelings. And I never really quite understood that, but I also knew that if I was in the same position, I'd probably do the same thing until, actually, Freddie proposed. When Freddie proposed, let me get this straight, that when we were dating, I knew from the get-go that he was husband material. I knew that I wanted to marry
Isn't it
this
crazy
man.
how you literally could meet them and know it?
I knew it immediately,
know.
yes. However, when he proposed, it was in front of my family, and I kind of wished that I could say, can we talk about this for a second?
Really? Wow.
Yes, because for me, I was only 27, 28 years old. I hadn't gotten myself straightened out, and now knowing myself today, I just wish I had a little bit more time to mature, because I kind of dragged him through my maturity through our first years of marriage. And he knows I come from a broken marriage. He knows that I have had, inconsistent examples of love in my life. So I needed to turn 30, now I realize, because all my women out there who have turned 30, you know how 30 is so different.
30 is
than
life
your 20s,
changing.
right?
Yes.
Amazing.
Such a
It's
huge
crazy
right?
how much you change.
Yes. So if I had just been able to kind of pause, and I do this because you remember Out of This World, Evie?
Yes.
If I could just pause and just go, let's just give me some time to get better, because I want to be as right for you as you are for me,
Yes.
but I'm not where you are right now for me. I would have enjoyed our first years of marriage so much more. So I applaud any woman out there who is able to use her voice and just in whatever way she needs to say, not now.
I have a question,
And it doesn't
though.
mean you don't love them any
Yes,
less.
exactly.
It means you actually love them more.
Yes, because
But then I have a
did.
question, because when you did say yes to him, why did you say yes?
Because I saw a man who was so ready, and he had prepared all my family in front of us, and my parents were weeping beside us. My brothers had put together a beautiful video depicting all of our love, and I looked in his eyes, and in that moment, I felt so safe and secure that I said yes, because I knew he would lead us through it. But yes, and that's amazing. And he did. He
Right.
did lead us through it.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna be real,
Yeah.
our first years were very hard.
Yeah.
Now, I asked you that because
up.
Yeah.
sometimes a man can ask you to marry him when they know they're in trouble. See, that's what happened to me. I've been asked about 4 times, right? This is...
No, this
Yeah.
is real.
That's
Lonnie.
a lot. Right.
See, it was Lonnie that was engaged 4 times, not me. Lonnie, not me.
But I remember it was the second time. It was the second dude that asked me to marry him. We had been together for like 3 years, and then he did something that I was like, I'm done. And so
Got it.
then he came back,
Yep.
and then that's when he asked me to marry him. And I was like, heck no. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not marrying you. So sometimes a guy can ask you because he knows he's messed up.
Yeah.
But he's messed up so much. And that's why sometimes a woman
Yes.
will say no. It's not
It's the
just,
last
you know,
saving grace that
Right.
Yes.
you know this girl is out the door. You keep losing her just a little bit more. And I think sometimes guys recognize that and they're like, dang, let me just try to.
Then we just go ahead.
You know,
I
and
was
it-
like, nah,
Yeah.
nah, player.
Yeah.
It's
Take
a lot.
that ring back.
Or public weighing. How
know.
much did we talk on this thing? If anybody watched our show from the beginning, and we're gonna be real, it was a lot. It was a lot of when you gonna get married, Adrian?
Yeah.
When you it was a lot.
Yeah.
I think I
feel it. Yes.
I personally felt that she was pressured.
Got it.
I mean, if I'm going to be honest with myself,
But in that
I
case,
felt,
I have to almost feel sorry for him as well.
Yeah.
You don't. It's a public show. You don't think somebody walk up to somebody, hey, when you gonna ask her to marry her?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yes.
You know.
And that unveiling in front of everybody. So
It
you got
sucked.
random
It
people
all
tweeting
sucked.
you, telling you what you should do with your relationship when they don't even know you. It is a lot.
It's a lot.
And I know we're speaking to somebody out there who
Yes.
is maybe engaged right now and
Yeah.
not listening to that voice. Do what's right, because you never have to rush for anybody else.
that's
Ever.
right.
It's true.
Ever.
It's your life.
And when it's right, you will know it.
It's
You
very
will
true.
absolutely know it in your gut, in your heart. You'll feel peace that no one else maybe understands, but you will absolutely feel peace and
And
gotta follow your
marriage,
heart.
marriage is no joke, because
Nope.
even when you're happily married, you're gonna go through. So can you imagine if you're unhappily married and you're going through? So don't do it if you know it's not right.
Yep.
That's true.
Please don't.
Or do what this one did. Peace out.
Peace out. Namaste.